breathe a little bit, and then once you're cooled down, feel free to just come right back into the meeting. So we're going to talk about some of those little activities you can do if you do need to take a 5-minute break.
Yeah, it takes anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes for cortisol to clear out of the body, right? That's the chemical that makes us stressed. So you're going to have to play that one by ear a little bit. So if you're sitting either in a meeting or you're talking with your team, you recognize that stress is happening, right? How stressed are they? A lot of stress, right? It might need to be a 5-minute break, 20-minute break. And I can hear some of you in your mind saying, oh, but we got stuff to do, right? You still have to make that stuff in the meeting, right? Are you going to make good decisions though? Right? Everyone in the room, their brains are slowly shutting down, going into that low power mode as it's just builds and builds and builds. You're actually running ahead, take that break, let cooler heads prevail, right? They always tell you, you got to walk away from the situation. The same is true for stress. Anger and stress are two sides, not even two sides, just two facets of the same coin, right? So, take a break. That is the first thing to do, right? If it's a long-term thing that's happening, right, then we're going to have to get into, maybe we have to convince them we need to do some of that deep breathing, that square breathing, right? Is there something like that we can do? We're going to go through an actual team activity you can do with your teams, right, to help them focus on positive actions they can take, right? Go for a walk. Physical exercise gives you a shot of serotonin, right? That's the happy chemical. It makes that cortisol clear out, but it's also going to give you dopamine, right? It's going to give you that rush, that high. That will also help in that situation, right? Dopamine's highly addictive, right? Cheese and heroin both give you shots of dopamine. Bacon? Oh yeah, totally. Anytime you can achieve a goal, right, which is why we're going to talk about how we can actually make achievable goals for teams that are in stressful situations, it's going to give them that shot of dopamine to pull them out of that stress. Right? It might not be instantaneous. It might be kind of a work in progress. Alright, so we're going to do another meditation, right? So we're giving you multiple options here. This is one, some of you are going to feel silly, right? We're calling out the stressful thing right away. Some of you are going to feel silly doing this. This one is not one that's usually for me. I'm very much into the deep breathing types of meditation where it's much more about mindfulness. But this helps some people, so we're going to present it to you as an option. All right, are we ready? Are we comfortable in our chairs? We're all putting ourselves in the mindset that even if we think this is silly, we're going to give it our best shot?
Yes.
Awesome!
You can tell by my body language that I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, that's totally not it. Circle the trust here. It's okay. We'll be silly together. Alright, well, here it is. This is a 5-minute one, right? So this is one you can do on a 5-minute break.
Inviting me to see myself in the grandest scheme of life, and I am an integral part of the universal ecosystem. Around every corner and in every experience, there is a miracle that I embrace. I see beauty all around me, from the copper coin glinting in the sun's rays to the panting dog smiling on the street corner. I'm grateful for life's little gems, and I am open to receiving blessings in abundance. Right now, I surrender control and accept my life just as it is, knowing everything is well and everything will be well. Through gratitude, acceptance, and understanding, I have cultivated a positive mindset. What I sow is what I reap. Today I choose to sow the seed of limitlessness. I choose to open the doors or build new ones behind which my greatest love lies. I am ready to fulfill my destiny, and I feel a sense of empowerment as I become aware of my breathing again and experience the cool dark space behind my eyelids, which let in the light of my surroundings as I open my eyes again. I am genius. I am open to feel joy.
All right. Calm. So, some fun science around meditation. Sorry, I got distracted from. Oh, stop there for a second. Fun science around meditation. Multiple studies have shown that it rebuilds those connections. Right? They've confirmed this with CAT scans that it rebuilds those connections in your brain. And even if you're not in a state of chronic stress, just doing 5 minutes of some type of meditation every day will actually build more, so you'll actually be able to learn more, right? You'll be calm more often, you will decrease your stress response. Right? And there's a whole bunch of science around how some people are more affected by stress than others based on rage. But meditation, or if you are religious, prayer does the exact same thing, right? If you have, if you engage in daily prayer or daily meditation, right? They both do the exact same thing, where it rebuilds those neurons in your brain, or it builds new ones, right? So if you didn't lose as much, for whatever reason, it's helpful. So, we're going to do a team activity, right? So you guys get to work at your tables now, traditional workshop stuff. Right. So I mentioned earlier that, right, when we complete actions, right, it gives us that shot of dopamine. Just the very act of creating plans to actually complete something can give us shots of dopamine that will pull us out of that state, right? So we are going to walk through an activity that we can do with our teams where if you sense they are stressed, there's something going on, especially if it's some kind of external thing, that we're going to be able to do with them to actually get them to focus on the things that they can either control, directly control, right? Things they can influence, and let the other stuff kind of melt away, right? Because the more we focus on the stuff we can control and the stuff we can't influence, it's actually going to increase our stress, right? So if we can get our teams into the spot where they can control something and they can influence something, it's actually going to help their stress levels. All right, so some of you may have seen this bullseye before, right? It's a circle of what you can control. So what you can do, and what we're going to do, is there are those giant poster boards over there. You can draw this on there, right? So we have a whole activity based around this. And then you can have the team, right? Whatever is affecting them, talk about the parts of it that they can control, right? Basically take their sticky notes, basically make 3 columns for themselves. Things we can control about this situation, things we think we can influence about it, and things that are totally outside of our control, right? If we don't know what they are, we can't fix it, right? We can't make a plan, can't take steps to solve it until we know what they are. Okay, we're just gonna run through this. For some reason I thought I'd put the instructions in here. That was not true. So we're going to take 15 minutes? All right, so 15 minutes. Draw this circle. By the way, I fidget with things when I'm nervous. So there you go. There's my another fidget. Yeah, fidget with the back.
It's all the time.
Yeah. I fidget with everything. I also have ADHD, so I'm just kind of constantly in motion.
That actually brings up a good point though too. Like your team, just once you get to know them, you'll figure out their cues. Like Brett fidgeting, he's not uncomfortable, he's not stressed.
I keep a deck of cards by my desk just so I can shuffle them, so I can actually focus on things. I have to constantly be moving if I'm actually going to focus on something. But yeah, that's an important point to recognize. All right, so we're going to draw this circle. Right? Someone in your group is going to come up with a situation, either make one up or something you've seen in the past. Give a brief description to your group about it, and then we would ask everyone to kind of play along and pretend to be that team so we can practice doing this. Right? So someone in the group is going to need to facilitate it, and your job as the facilitator is going to be to move people, because the first thing they're going to do is talk about this stuff that they can't control and they can't influence. That is humans are predisposed to talk about the negative things. Right? We want to move to the positive, action-oriented things. Right? So write them down on sticky notes, put them on the board. Yeah, there's a couple of them around the room that you can grab. Right? So we're going to describe the scenario, and then everyone is going to come up with those, what we can control, what we can influence, right? We can't control it directly, but maybe we know someone we can talk to. Things we don't have any control, things we don't have any influence over. Right? So please go along with it. Have some fun with it, right? If you're not in the group, feel free to do a little bit of sticking in the no control, no influence part, right? Just to get some practice at facilitation. But don't be too much of a jerk about it, I guess. All right, is that clear to everyone what we're doing? Yeah, just your tabletops. Yep. So I'm going to start a timer so I remember when we're going. There's another one over there.
Well, yeah, that was a mission scenario. This table. See, now you're
know exactly what we need to
First we draw
Use your work tissue as hard as
take this back to my team. I've got one
I mentioned it before I worked here. Just thought that you know.
not a high producer.
That's
Still not working, so.
yeah.
Yeah, we
It's already been a week. What's one more day?
Lori, so what's the exercise?
She suggested this.
Oh, yeah, what
This cognitive therapy, the media process, well, I think we're failing on them every day. We have a data fix that we're addressing. But now we got to look at the data fix, but now there's no CMT was trying to run it. I don't know. So that's our problem.
Yeah, I guess we can reframe how it's
So lots of things we can.
give you a better job.
Sorry.
Yeah, so what can't control?
They can't find the script. Sorry.
Yeah, we tried it.
It's there. But they can't find it.
Typed out the name of this one, was from this. Who was that? It was like, I'm looking at.
Yeah, we don't have.
I mean, so there's lots of things you can do if you're on a laptop, right? Instead, all of our laptops are over there. I could control reaching out to the person who got station and say, right here, you don't pull out.
That's control. We can control that.
Share what.
But not having a computer. But as a I challenge them. I challenge them. We have
Well, that would be a secret that we could control.
part of me feels like you can like control everything for you. Like, dig down deep, right? Like I've heard you say earlier, it's been happening over 3 days. Right. Control the fact that after this training, you can get there. My first thought. So, doing this, right? That's transparency. I've done that before. What other things?
That is thinking outside the box right there. But he's got all these sometimes he's studies. Yeah, he's changing the meeting times.
No control over. Could you put him in charge of the daily stand-up so it would be more powerful? So you would feel more fresh.
Forcing you.
Yeah. control the line.
the impact to the team. Or production data for that. I feel like that's it. And if you still can't see it, right? Yeah. I can't control that. Just give it to the other I can help it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
No, it's in TFS. So like in the email that we sent, it said this is your story, this is your script page, and this happened. Our thoughts are on there, having all the well, maybe not often, but like there's a build team, so they're right. Like, they're going to answer you if there's something not right in TFS.
Well, and that's the other thing, you're controlling, expressing acceptance of behavior.
Three scripts last week, exactly. I can't look at it right now.
Something that's
Probably
making it
Are these people familiar with this process you have control?
Which is probably what will end up happening. They're excited to stop over I mean, it's always like always a possibility, right?
right.
Very true. So that's definitely something I feel like we can have to do.
We did. So here's this database. Here's this. But if you were given the UI designs, how many do we need to have?
For what?
The other thing,
I don't know. How many do you have? There's no set number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you're cool with it. Awesome.
it's basically a copy of the and each color.
So you're going to have a response
test
Yep.
also the other test.
Sorry, go ahead. It just reminded me of a
Dead fish.
Yes, I'm based out of Wisconsin.
So were you Great Lakes?
Yeah, I was Great Lakes. Yeah, I was a Great Lakes at
And now you and Aaron are like figuring out.
Yeah, me, Aaron, and Chris are all.
close to the
Yes.
So when I was out there,
It worked.
graduation.
Yeah, there were people that were definitely
Out there, we went to liquor store.
Yeah, is it a punishment? It's the threat of punishment.
It was like absolutely amazing. I thought that's what this is delicious.
Well, I should say.
I saw that. Actually, they had
They have a new battle right now. I saw that.
a watermelon.
Yeah, that was weird. It's not my favorite.
It's like think it would be good for watermelon and beer. Yeah. Honey-wise. That's what we looked at a couple liquor stores and they don't have it. They want like
You have to make someone who's done all these
well, my nephew's graduated from this, so now it can't be him.
Oh yeah, I think these other people here that go to distance. Really? Or some of the people in Nebraska that are like making stops, just like at the start to like back up.
It's too bad, it's hard to replace it.
Keep meeting to just load up the back of my truck with beer from Wisconsin because there's a liquor spotting power. Like, just we have so much good beer that's only sold in here. And just loading it up and just driving out here.
So much money.
It's like handing it out.
Somebody says about a cow because my nephew released his hair. He was in Carthage for a year and then had to come back.
You're making a big deal with them.
And his parents go out
Yeah, this guy,
Kenosha to get them. So they went and he had this truck in a full-size refrigerator in his store. So when they were unloading it, his mom went to the liquor store and bought like every spotted cow he could, and then literally loaded up an entire refrigerator. They have a massive supply of spotted cows.
Yeah, there's that community makes
Is it only in Wisconsin?
Yeah, it's made by Timmy who makes vodka.
you know what?
Yeah, so it's one of
The
those.
number, you can mail the number, TBI number.
2 minutes!
It's not like the number.
Yeah. Well, funny thing is, like in Wisconsin, any gas station, any grocery store can sell whatever they want. Oh, really? Yeah, so like all the gas stations, all the grocery stores, like there's not that many liquor stores because it's just everywhere. Yeah, so if you're ever finding something for another reason, you just like pull into it, any random gas station, they usually have a beer. It's just a cooler room full of
Well, you're talking about
By the way, are you going to reach me for 4 weeks? Not this
Oh, really?
That's Elos, right?
We used to have to convene it in depending on
But in the meantime, you guys check it out.
Yeah, that's right. Other than the dead fish. It gets in your teeth. It's like
and then we had this spring
You see like what? Oh, so you cannot slow things down a little bit.
And I think it's 35 hours for the last sprint.
All right. Full of meetings anyway.
Alright, I hope everyone's had some good discussion. It was helpful. So, the next step for this activity is then to pick one or two of the things you can either control or influence and actually make a plan to do it. Right? Because it's actually going to backfire if you go through an activity like this identify things that you think you can change or things that you think you can influence, but then never actually do them. It's actually going to create more stress. It's going to actually decrease trust on your team. And trust is kind of everything for a team. That's going to work the other way. Right? So you actually need to make a plan to do it. And you're going to want to ask a lot of how and why questions, right? It's kind of the classic coaching questions of, all right, how are we actually going to do this? What are we going to do here? How would you do it? Right? We want to give them that power, because if we just say this is what we're going to do, that's actually going to increase the stress. It's going to have a backfire effect. So, but with that, you need a date. Goals are nothing without a date, right? So we want to assign dates to them, right? And this is Agile, so we're going to do it iteratively, right? So we're going to establish small goalposts along the way of things we can control, things we can influence, right? Sustainable change, right? What is that? Principle 8, right? Agile promotes sustainable development. It includes changing our team. We want it all to be sustainable. That also talks about stress too. For those of you wondering how this ties into Agile. All right. Any questions on that? Any thoughts? Anyone get stuck on it? Oh no, what am I hitting? More buttons. This thing's very touchy. Did anyone actually solve a real problem? Yeah? Okay.
Just an observation, it's easy to focus on what you can't control and you don't have influence over, right? Because that's set, it's nature. So like, you have to try to think about what can I control, what can I influence, so that you can like,
Yeah.
you can't do anything about what you can't control, right?
Yes, and it's actually going to be very heavily on the facilitator in a case like this, right? We talk about we want to self-empower our teams. But if the team's in a stressed out state, that's not going to be where their primary focus is on. It's going to be very much on the facilitator to move people into that, right? To start asking those questions. Because yeah, that is our primary nature, is to say, well, we can't do this, head in the sand, we're not going to focus on anything else now, we're just sad about life.
So we had a situation that was real time, it's a live production issue today, but we can't solve it because A, we don't have a laptop, and B, if we did, we don't have Wi-Fi to connect to our system, so just wait till tomorrow.
That's not where I was expecting that to go, but if that's your solution, that's your solution.
Sometimes you just have to accept that you can't control. You can't do anything else.
So, I would ask, is there something you can influence there? Is there...
I mean, it's not like a huge.
Do we have the
production
technology?
It's just the script. They can't find it.
All right, any other
Okay, I may have
observations?
exaggerated.
Okay, we went after kind of the big one, the great net refocusing process supply. And there's things that we have no control or influence over, legacy systems, FSA, the technical solutions, new teams, and things like that. Well, there's things that we can influence. We talked about potentially a software solution ourselves internally, feedback from different people, new team members, and let's see, learn new things. Where's the mandate? How to react to new teams? Why don't we go to and say, we're going to rewrite everything in Java? We could put it across all the platforms. All the RPG programmers could learn Java, COBOL programmers, there's potential solutions. Whether that's 5 years or something, I don't know.
But are there actionable items there that you can start to look at?
Yeah, possibly. Things that we have gaps in, like IDR.
Yeah. Right? So we find those actionable items, we make a plan, we set a date, and then we get members of the team to actually sign up to tackle those by those dates. And now if we're doing Scrum, right, we have a daily stand-up every day, we should add this to our sprint backlog probably if it's that important that we want to work on it, and then we can actually reference it in our stand-up.
I just want to say whatever new team I'm going to be transferred to now.
Well, if you find there's an issue, we do have a coaching team available to help. Just a quick plug for our coaching team. So, all about the self-promotion. All right. Yep. So should go in the backlog, right? We want it visible. It's work we need to do, right? To be effective, to remove the stress, right? Because we'll be more effective if we remove the stress. Come up with a plan, get people to sign up for it, and then check on it. Make sure we're hitting our goals, right? And if we're not, right, we don't want to add more stress if we're not hitting the goal. We just want to reflect on it and say, do we need to change our approach, right? Because if we're trying to remove stress, but we add stress by putting a lot of pressure on it, that's not great, right? So there's a little bit of art that's involved here in figuring out those goals and setting realistic dates. Yeah. So one thing we did forget to bring up earlier, because we are actually moving into our final activity, one more meditation. One easy way to reduce stress on your team is to set up team agreements and conflict working agreements, right? How do we work through conflict? It's a real easy way to remove a lot of stress early. If we can call that stuff out, right? Put it into the rules, and then again, it removes it from the personal spot, right? So then we can focus on, hey, this is what we agreed to as a team. It's no longer stressful when we have to have those kind of conversations. There's still some stress. Some stress is good, right? A lot of stress isn't necessarily right, unless we are good. Hopefully, a stress response isn't different. So, one final meditation. So this one's called the body scan. This is one I actually really like. This one works for me personally. It's a type of meditation called mindfulness meditation. And mindfulness meditation is all about putting us in the moment right now and recognizing what's around us. Right? So this is actually something that's really useful for leaders because it helps us look at everything that's going on around us and recognize what's going on.